This is a podcast.
PVD Fables.
No, baby, wait!
We read stories from the internet and embarrassing personal stories.
Not to be forgotten tales of the ocean state.
Something was wrong and spat out the severed upper body of a motherfucking mouse.
Oh my god. What a turn.
The city of Providence, Rhode Island. You might think you were in a foreign land.
Oh, this is PVD Fables. We're going to end it on a fun one.
Be in third grade at a school assembly.
Okay.
Have to shit real bad. Feeling ill. Have to shit real bad. Feeling ill and feverish. We all get seated on the gym floor. Holy fuck, Hugo the Hornet is here. Charlotte Hornets NBA team mascot. Back when they were the Charlotte Hornets, in case you didn't know.
I remember.
Still have to shit so bad that I'm having cold sweats. Wearing gym shorts, no underwear. I had a phase. I had a phase in elementary school where I just didn't wear any. Felt good, man. Hugo the Hornet starts picking up kids and flipping them over in his hands and setting them back down.
Oh my god.
Starting to feel dizzy from holding in my shit.
No.
See him walking my way. He's coming right for me. He picks me up and begins to flip me over. He's squeezing my gut. As I'm upside down, diarrhea begins to fly out of my ass and out the leg of my shorts, arcing through the air gracefully. Start screaming. Gets all over Hugo and sprays all over the kids sitting in front of me.
Oh my god, my fucking throat hurts so much.
Hear it plop on the gym floor as well.
Oh my god.
It gets all over my face and in my mouth because I was screaming. Hugo then drops me on my fucking head. Into a pile of my own shit. Hear him loudly say, "What the fuck?"
Third grade.
Third grade.
Oh my god, my face hurts.
Hugo takes off his head and reveals himself as a black man. He pukes on the floor. The music has stopped. The room is dead silent. Assume the fetal position. Covered in my own shit and can't stop farting/shitting as I lay there. Stop crying. Pass out. Wake up with someone carrying me out of the gym, holding me at a distance. The tiny breathable holes in my gym shorts work like a shit colander, leaking shit water everywhere, leaving the hard bits in my shorts. Pass out again. From then on, I was the kid who shit on Hugo the Hornet.
Oh my god. Holy shit.
I told you to save the best for last.
It's really good. Oh my god. My abdomen's like killing me. Jesus Christ. That was a fantastic one. Thank you for that.
You're welcome.
Oh my god.
Shit colander.
Yeah, I know. It's like fucking filtering.
Oh my god, this poor kid.
Devil Letter, written by possessed nun in 1676, finally translated.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah, isn't that crazy? I just stumbled upon this the other day. One of the most chilling tales in paranormal history tells of a 17th century Sicilian nun who wrote creepily undecipherable series of letters, all while being under the possession of Lucifer. I read that one pretty good.
Yeah.
Nice. Let's keep it up. Sister Mary Corofcia de la Concion woke up one morning in 1676 covered in ink and with eerie letters before her, written in a strange and mysterious mixture of archaic alphabets. Sister Maria told her fellow nuns how Lucifer had taken possession of her body, manipulating her hands to write the diabolical script, explaining how this was Satan's way of forcing her to turn her back on God and serve evil instead. I'm sweating now. This is getting kind of creepy. It was all nice and, fun and cool discussing times, and now we're getting into Satan. Sister Maria is widely believed to have screamed and fainted during her ordeal. The other nuns believed her story for many generations, and the Sisters of Palma di Montechiaro, I'm so sorry with these pronunciations, convent, tried in vain to decipher the puzzle. 340 years after Sister Maria's night of horror, the secret has finally been cracked. One of the letters has survived centuries and has been unscrambled by a group of researchers from the Ludum Science Center in Sicily, using a software program they found on the dark web. Not the deep web. They went a layer deep. they skipped out, like, oh, deep web? No, we need to get to the dark web to get this kind of cipher cracking software for some reason. I don't know. Yeah, it was more of an interesting story in the beginning, and then it kind of peters out. But basically, I'll just like kind of skip to where it kind of goes over what the letters entail. But I just thought that this was like a really fucking interesting point in a horror movie where you just see like a possessed nun covered in black ink. Fucking awesome, right?
That would be a good visual, absolutely.
That's absolutely good visual. But the letter itself appeared to focus on the relationships between humans, Satan, and God. God, Jesus, and the Holy Spirit are all described as being deadweights. Slackers. With the sarcastic line, God thinks he can free mortals. The rambling letter goes on to say how God was invented by humans and the states, and the system works for no one. There's also a reference to the river Styx, which separates the living from the underworld in Greek mythology, with one strange sentence reading, perhaps now Styx is certain. Very cryptic. Sister Maria is believed to have been well educated in the field of languages, which Danielle believes allowed her to invent such a complex linguistic code. However, Danielle believes her writings could be reflective of mental health problems rather than demonic possession.
That's what I was going to say. Did Sister whatever have any mental health issues or anything in her family?
She may have suffered from a condition like schizophrenia, which made her imagine dialogues with the devil.
See, that's the thing. I feel like, I don't know. I don't want to be too...
critical?
Yeah, and I don't want to, like, insult anybody, but I feel like a lot of religious people are very quick to believe things like this.
Yep.
And they don't think about plausible explanations like mental illnesses, which could definitely be a good answer. A good explanation. A good explanation to what she was, what the actions that she did, because it sounds like to me, schizophrenia or some kind of underlying mental illness is someone's like scribbling shit.
I'll tell you one thing, you better fucking stop thinking about them baby dicks.
All right, I got one.
Okay.
I'm not going to read the title. Last night, my wife's boss from a brand new job invited us over for dinner. On the drive over, my wife reiterated many times to me just how important it was to make a good impression. I scoffed and arrogantly informed my silly wife that I always make good impressions. Oh. My wife's boss is a single lady in her 50s, so it was just the three of us. We chit-chatted over drinks and salads and seemed to be really hitting it off. She laughed at my well-timed, perfectly appropriate jokes, and my wife seemed pleased. Soon, she brought out the main course, a nice big juicy steak for each of us.
Okay.
As I began to cut into my steak, I was discouraged to discover how undercooked this steak was.
Oh, boy.
Now, I've had my fair share of rare steak. I prefer medium, but I can handle rare.
I also am a medium boy. I don't like it medium rare, to be honest. Like, I like it like just a little bit of pink. Give me some of that action,
Yeah.
But I'm not trying to I'm not a fucking caveman, okay?
Yeah.
Far removed from it.
I started with meat, like well done. Then I slowly got pinker and pinker.
You went back, yeah, and that's what I did.
I feel like I'm just gonna be eating raw meat at some point, but
You shouldn't read any meat. You shouldn't read any meat, but you also shouldn't eat it either. Did you see that documentary on Netflix about the meat that will make any meat eater never eat meat again?
Oh, Jesus. No.
Oh, who gives a fuck? Don't fucking watch it. Okay. Moving on.
This was several minutes on the grill short of rare. I probably could have resuscitated the cow had I tried. Instead, I sat there fidgeting with my knife and fork, worrying about how I was going to get away with not eating the steak. Claim veganism? No, I'd already feigned great enthusiasm upon seeing the steak. Just then, our hostess excused herself to the kitchen to take care of some dessert preparations. As I looked across the fancy dining room table at the open window of this third-story apartment, a cartoon light bulb appeared above my head. I knew I had to be decisive, realizing that she could return at any moment. I committed. I grabbed the steak with my hand, gently shook off the juice, and executed a perfect throw right through the center of the open window.
Oh my god.
Here's the big-time fuck-up. The window wasn't open.
Oh shit. Oh my god. That's like... Oh, you set that up perfectly.
It was the cleanest fricking window you'd ever seen in your life. That is, until my mostly raw slab of steak slammed up against it and slowly slid down, leaving a trail of bloody juice in its wake.
Oh, fuck. I'm sweating now. I am sweating.
Oh, it's not over. My wife, whose steak was a nice medium rare and was unaware of my predicament, turned, jaw dropped, and stared at me like I was an alien from another planet. This look slowly morphed into more of a "there is no place on this planet you can ever hide from me" expression of demonic anger. My wife's boss heard the thud of the steak on window impact and came quickly. She took in the scene, the steak sitting on the windowsill, the blood trail, my empty plate, and then gave me an inquisitive, puzzled look.
There's no way this is fucking real.
I just didn't know what to say. It felt like a minute of silence, but was probably 3 or 4 seconds. Finally, the best I could manage was, I'm so sorry. I'm such a klutz. I don't know. I was cutting it and it slipped. Just ask my wife. I really am a klutz. Right, honey?
Oh.
I will
fuck.
clean this up. I can't believe this. I'm so sorry. And that's where I'm going to end that. That's it. It's my favorite story on the internet.
That is incredible. That is most incredible. That's like pure. There's nothing like a functioning, pure, 100% Colombian, purebred, with the greatest chemistry made. Autism stroke moment.
Autism stroke.
That nice. Oh man, that nice good recipe for an autism stroke. Fucking freak out like that. That's something I would do.
I can do my six line one.
Six liner.
Posted by Anonymous.
Oh.
Eating sandwich at beach, skipping stones, watching the sunset and thinking about life. Throw sandwich into ocean, bite rock. People saw.
Wow.
Yep.
Dingu Malingu says, as a child, I had a recurring dream that always took place in my grandma's basement. In the dream, I would walk into the basement, flip on the lights, and go sit on the couch. The basement had those sunken windows, the kind with a dugout hole and a metal wall around them. Yeah, okay, I kind of understand that.
Yeah.
Like a little alcove. After sitting on the couch a few seconds, I would look over at the window. There would be this clearly dead young girl leaned up against it. I was always frozen at that part of the dream, staring at her for what felt like hours.
Oh, boy.
Then she would open her eyes, and I would wake up in a cold sweat. Man, that's fucked. It happened so much, I finally told my parents because it was making me lose sleep. My dad got really stoic when I told him. After my mom had left to get something, he told me he used to have the same dream. He grew up in that house, and he had that dream for years.
What?
The plus side, this dream was one of those reasons I got into lucid dreaming, though that can bring its own creepy dream experiences.
Wow.
I did not expect that to go there.
So the dad had the same dream growing up.
Oh, man, I'm like getting chills now. That's creepy.
That was a crazy.
Yeah.
And did he say that it had something to do with the house that he lived in, or?
Yeah, because it was that was his parents' house that he had the dream in.
Jeez.
Man, that's some pretty spooky shit. Goddamn.
Yeah, reoccurring dreams. Yeah, yeah, that's really crazy. That's a reoccurring dream that happened between two family members.
Yeah. It's pretty interesting. I never have really had recurring dreams before.
Only when I was younger I did have recurring nightmares, but didn't seem to be paranormal. Essentially, my recurring nightmare was like me in space with numbers flying all around me, and I attributed it to my fear of math.
Today I fucked up by ejaculating in my bed. So I know most people masturbate in the shower or in the toilet, but I've always done it in bed. I'm living with my parents, so I guess I just like the privacy of my room. Then, and this is what I now realize is me being a fucking weirdo, when it was time, I would just pull up the blanket, roll over to the side a bit, and come onto the wall / below the bed. I never really thought much of it, and it never smelled bad, so I just kept doing it because it was easy. Nobody noticed, and people seldom visited my room anyway.
Oh my god.
After some years of doing this, I recently reached a few difficult points in my life, and this exacerbated my masturbation habits.
Wow, that was like an Eminem line. I exacerbated my masturbating moments.
I used to only masturbate like once a week or so. Maybe that's why it didn't smell. But for a couple weeks, I started doing it every day. Sometimes.
Wait, how much did he masturbate a week?
I think he said once a week or so.
Once a week?
Yeah.
That's still fucking disgusting.
Especially doing it against your wall. This usually wouldn't be anything out of the ordinary for a teenager, but since I was always ejaculating on my wall / bed, I began to get a bad cockroach infestation there.
Oh my god.
I didn't notice at first, and since I've never had cockroaches before, I didn't really know what they were.
Oh my god.
But eventually I read up on the internet that cockroaches like to live in dark, moist places in the house. And that made sense.
It all makes sense.
At first, I felt really disgusted. I wanted to exterminate them, but I definitely didn't want my parents to find out what happened. So I just tried to kill them by flicking them into a bowl of water and watching them drown.
Oh my fucking god.
But then I felt really bad.
You don't say.
I didn't know why, but it felt like murder. I didn't really dislike...
Hold on. I just want to like butt in here for a second. That's because it is murder,
yes,
isn't it?
It is. It's the killing of a living thing, yeah. That's murder.
Do we need to look up the definition for that?
Go ahead.
All right.
What's the definition of murder? So we can get it down. It's probably the killing of any living thing.
Continue.
I didn't really dislike the cockroaches. I had never even seen cockroaches before, and they were kind of interesting. Okay. So I decided to stop killing them and kind of just let them be for like a week. At this point, I finally began masturbating in the shower. I know this sounds really weird, but I kind of began thinking of them as my children.
Oh my god.
It started out as a joke thought, but then it got more serious, like they were literally born out of my sperm. So in my mind, it made sense that they were my offspring in a way.
No. What?
I actually want kids when I grow up. And this is kind of like that. I used to bring them food and stuff from the kitchen and play with them by moving them around the room or letting them crawl on me. I just got really emotionally attached to them for a while, even though they were obviously just insects.
Wow.
Then my parents found out. I think my dad saw one in the kitchen and immediately freaked out and called the exterminator the same day while I was at school.
Holy shit.
So we had to move out for about a week to an Airbnb, and I was really depressed the entire time, but I couldn't tell them why. They thought I just didn't like the Airbnb.
Wow. Jesus. I am just at a loss here. You know, that when he finally has kids, his son is going to be very resilient.
Yeah.
Yep. Going to be able to survive nuclear winter and fallouts. You know what I mean?
Yep. Never to be killed.
Yeah. Going to work well in dark places. Jesus. What if his kid starts like befriending cockroaches and talks to them?
Oh.
We
Have
need to get a
you-
follow-up Reddit story for that. Was that on Reddit?
Do you know? Yeah.
Okay.
Do you know the Cumbox story?
The Cumbox story. Do you know the Cumbox story?
Because I feel like his father is the Cumbox guy.
I
And
do
he
not.
is the cum wall guy. I think it's like in a very short form, some guy was just coming into a box
Okay.
for like years, and
Years.
there's
You
a
do this for
picture of
years.
it.
Something you do for years. There's one part about a murder that happened in Rocky Point Park. There's a cave, and it's like a cave area, like near some rocks on like the upper part of it in like the 30s. Because like I don't know if you know, Rocky Point Park has been around since almost like the 1800s.
I did not know
It started in like Rocky Point started like turn of the century.
that. Wow.
And like in the 30s or like 29 or something like that, this guy like near the caves murdered his like 2-year-old.
Wow.
And like people I guess all they heard was screaming.
Jesus.
Okay, so yeah, it operated from the late 1840s.
Wow, that's early.
Yeah, isn't that crazy?
That's really early.
Rocky Point Park.
Holy shit.
And yeah, this guy like killed his like daughter, and he says like he didn't remember any of it at all. He just like came to her dead.
Wow.
But he knew he did it.
But he knew he did it. Shit.
Yeah.
That's fascinating, honestly.
We have a Facebook group now, so you just go to facebook.com/PVD Fables. We're
Please
going to be
like it.
posting some like other articles and maybe some other things that we may not have had time to cover in previous episodes that I've kind of compiled.
Please like and
So
subscribe.
yeah, please like and yeah, check it out. You know, we'll see what happens with that.
We're cool, I promise.
Yeah, we're cool. So that was one of my spooky ones, but I did want to read this one with you. This is actually fucking hilarious. This had me fucking dying. I kind of want to start doing a section where we just do some rapid fire Ask Reddit comments.
Okay.
And this thread, this thread got me good. So this is this is online gamers of Reddit. What is the funniest insult you've ever received? Oh no. And I'll provide the links to these posts so you can check them out yourself. But Proper PK says, was playing Counter-Strike with my friend. He was getting frustrated about campers. After dying for about the 4th time, he screamed, "It's called CSGO, not CS Stay."
That's adorable.
Ownage Ponage 123 says, either fuck off, you cockwomble, or you suck dick for beer money and you don't even drink.
I like that one. That's a good one.
Lord Alfrey says, go drink Coca-Cola with black men. Don't mind if I do.
Okay. That's a good one. Specific. Very specific.
Very specific. Mr. Business Cat says, stop stealing my kills, you fat American cunt. I'll shove a cheeseburger up your dick hole. Me saying, I'm actually Canadian. Oh shit, me too. Do you watch hockey? That's a good one. DeBouse514 says, I didn't receive it, but somehow someone on my team said it in Counter-Strike Global Offensive. First-person shooter, in case you didn't know what CSGO was. We demolished, and he said, I would call your aim cancer, but cancer kills people.
Amazing. Amazing.
INKD425 says, oh yeah, I'll fucking suck your dad's dick. Needless to say, I did not know how to come back from that. Nobilis Utima says, sorry guys, I pressed the wrong button. You pressed the wrong button when you installed the game. Here's a number 2 from him. I'm not saying I carried you guys, but I'm just saying you're heavy and my arms are tired. Oh yeah, really, really fucking original.
What makes this better is that they're all probably like 13 years old.
Oh, all the posters or all the people that are saying these things?
All the people that are saying these things.
Oh yeah.
And it makes me feel bad about like
my insults because, like, I'm 23
And you're just not as good at
I'm not
them.
as clever as these teens.
Yep. This one must be from a 12-year-old. Weirdo Bot says, I'm sorry your dad beat you instead of cancer.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Oh my god. This is I can't tell if this one or the next one is my favorite. But oh my god. Cows Moo Occasionally says, what color is your wheelchair? This was completely unprompted with no prior conversation.
That's too much.
Oh my god. That one like really fucking tore me up. Ah, shit. Vincent Silver says, playing Rocket League, I lost. And someone says, tell your mom to make your mac and cheese. I'll be home soon.
God. That's like layered too.
That one
That's
is
different
lower.
levels.
I kind of just stared at that one for a second as I'm sitting there eating my mac and cheese. Herder Math says in Dota 2, someone said, not even Noah had to carry this many animals.
Oh.
It's two Dutch girls who got lost in the jungle in Panama. Went for a day hike, didn't turn back, apparently got lost deep in the forest during the rainy season. The creepiest thing is that their phones were discovered in a backpack downriver, fully intact, along with a camera that had photos. Normal happy photos of them on the trail taken just an hour before their internal phone records show that they started calling 911 for help. And 90 other photos have been taken in the rainy darkness in the middle of the night between 4 and 1 a.m., a week after they disappeared. Methodically showing a cliff and some bushes and some impromptu markers made of what little things they had brought with them. Fragments of their bodies, bones, and a boot with a foot still in it were found a couple months later, but nobody knows really for sure how they died. Accident on the trail, fell into the rapids, murdered, then someone was playing with their phones. That's pretty creepy.
I mean, I don't see why, if no one murdered them, why they would be taking pictures of their surroundings.
Well, like, wouldn't you think that the person murdered them and then fucked with their camera?
Absolutely, that's what I'm saying. Like,
Yeah.
I see that more than them just taking pictures as they're like slowly dying. Like, what purpose is that going to serve? You know, like that's not a good explanation as to why there's photos on their camera.
Yeah.
You know,
They feel like the photos are more cryptic than anything. You know, it's like, haha, fucker.
yeah. I don't know, but like the phone records also kind of, it's more plausible that they could have been just trapped and stuck, and they were trying to call out.
Yeah.
You know, that makes sense, but the pictures don't, and I don't know.
Be me at university. Boring as fuck lecture and my stomach is churning because I was out drinking last night. Chance a fart. Doesn't make any noise, but suddenly I feel something down there. Shit my pants. Oh fuck. Pants filled with semi-liquid shit. Can't risk leaving to clean up. People start to smell it and are turning around and looking in my direction. I figure, fuck it. I'm not sitting with my pants full of shite. Get up slowly and waddle carefully towards the doors. Literally 1 meter from the door, and I feel something roll down my leg. Look behind me. See a piece of shit on the floor. People are pointing and whispering. Freeze like a rabbit in the headlights. What the fuck am I supposed to do? Leave it there? Play it off? Pretend it's not mine?
Pick it up.
Take it with me?
Pick it up, you asshole. Have some courtesy.
For some reason, I decide the best course of action is to pretend to faint. Fall over badly, shoulder lands on the shit.
Oh my god.
Roll over to get out of shit, realize how fake this looks, so I start twitching. Really badly faked seizure. Nobody gets up to help. Everyone just staring at me, rolling around on the floor in my own shit. No one buying it. Get up and walk out. Have to see these people every day.
Oh my god. You said you didn't get any good stories? What the fuck? That was really good. Jesus Christ. It's about 10 o'clock. It's about... Shit. It's about 10 o'clock at night in New York City. Across the street, one of those vendors with the crappy jewelry on the tables is getting screamed at by an angry customer. About 20 seconds into his tirade, the customer starts flipping out and smashing the jewelry. I look to my left, and there's a middle-aged dude in a suit with his bare foot balanced on a trash can trimming his toenails.
Plot twist.
Like, no fucks.
Only in New York.
Bro, I mean, I've seen something similar to that where I was bussing tables downtown at this place, and, it's just like a bunch of yuppie fucking people, like, that go to this restaurant. They're not even from Rhode Island. They're all their parents are fucking loaded, so they're going to this, like, cool place, like, on fucking Westminster Street. And I just, like, look after, like, picking up a table outside, and I just see, like, this homeless dude, like, stumble next to a trash can and just, like, wipe the top of it. I'm like, did that dude just, like, piss in the trash can, but, like, had, like, the decency to, like, let me wipe the seat? Like, you know what I'm saying?
I mean, I guess that's nice of him.
I mean,
guess?
A for effort. I really appreciate you trying, bud. And this one used to be a preschool teacher. Had an angry 3-year-old call me a chicken nugget butt fucker.
I gotta catalog that repertoire.
That one's pretty good. Like, if you start using that, like I've been using it the past couple weeks, that's
it's effective, right?
Yeah, it really is. Like, oh, you chicken nugget butt fucker. Like you know the person that would be called that,
Yeah, and then if they hear it, it'll be caught off guard. Mm-hmm. Like, what? What did you say? What
the fuck did you just call me? Exactly what you look like, you fucking chicken nugget butt fucker. The dog picks or dies says, hearing kids argue whose parents has cooler cars. One kid yells, my dad has a BMW and my mom has a Murano. And without missing a beat, the other kid yells, that's because your mom's a morano.
Oh my God, savagery. Burn. Holy shit, I hope my kid better live up to those standards. Holy fuck.
This is my favorite because this is like, younger sibling kind of insult right here. I really enjoyed this one. My 8-year-old granddaughter told her older brother the only way he'd ever hurt himself during an activity is if the TV exploded.
Jesus.
That's a burn and a half.
It is really burn. Bernie burn.
Lazy piece of shit.